So sometimes when you import a file, you might notice that there are a few things that are out of order. Perhaps there are missing surfaces or extra surfaces that you don't really know why they're there. Immediately visible or not, if you open up the bodies folder, you can see these disconnected surfaces all in a row. Fusion offers a command called validate, which is only available when the timeline is not active. Thankfully, this is the case for all imported geometries. It's located under the Inspect menu. It also has an option to automatically repair all of the surfaces that it inspects. Choose this option and then just select all the surfaces under your body folder. With any luck, after a few moments of calculation, the software will automatically repair any problematic surfaces and stitch this up into a watertight solid for you. If this is not possible, the software will do the best it can, stitching up all the surfaces that are available and giving you information about those which are intersecting or causing difficulty. At this point, you can use the commands that are on board with Fusion 360 to delete surfaces which are causing trouble, like this one here, and then moving into the surfacing environment in Fusion 360. Here we have commands available to us like the patch function, which just allows us to select the edges of this open loop, closing the hole in our model and allowing us to then move on to the stitch command, which will close the hole, making our model a watertight solid. The stitch command itself has a lot of extra features that you need to know about when trying to repair models like these. The red and green lines shown on the surfaces I'm trying to stitch together show points where the surfaces are able to be stitched together, green, and red lines indicate open surfaces. Using these visual cues, I can find out if my surfaces are coming together and adjust tolerances if needed, and I can also figure out where I still have open holes. Quite often these holes are very small and it can be very difficult to see them. In this model, I have several open holes, and so I use the patch function several times in order to fix those holes and stitch the surfaces together. Using the stitch command to figure out where those open loops are can be pretty important. This model looks to be in order, but if you look very closely under the stitch command, you can see that red line, and there's a very small sliver surface here that was missed during the import. That's not an uncommon problem. And by using the stitch command, you can find these easily, patch them up quickly, and then stitch again. Eventually, you'll end up with a watertight solid, which is what you want when you're using a mechanical CAD system like Fusion 360. These problems happen typically with imported IGES files. Something about the mathematics of the way these files are made causes this to happen quite frequently, and not just with Fusion 360. So most tools have some kind of import tool to handle issues like these. Thankfully, most of the time solving these issues are pretty easy. But not all of them are as easy as just using patches all over the place. Let's look at this example here. While it's missing a surface, obviously, and you can use the patch command, you do have to be careful. The patch command will work, but it makes a rounded surface here at the top, and that's not what we wanted. That's not the designer's intent. I decided this time to use a 3D sketch to break my patch up into several little pieces. And I was able to connect these two tangent points on the circle and use a sketch line instead of a model edge as I had used in the other patches. This is easily done using the 3D sketching capability of Fusion and projecting the 3D elements into my 3D space. After I have this line, I can simply use the patch command as before, this time not using the chaining command, and create first one patch and then repeating the command to create a second patch around the top of the radius. This creates two separate surfaces, which I then use again in the stitching environment to create a watertight solid. Working in collaboration means you're going to have to work with other people using other CAD systems, and you're going to need to know how to deal with some of those files that aren't as friendly and as easy to use as those Fusion files you're used to. Being able to repair some of those files quickly and easily in Fusion 360 is a next level skill. I do hope you learned something today, and as always, good luck.